Before you trade options for income and you want to do it consistently time and time again, you need to understand one thing. And I'm going to share that with you in this video. See, a lot of people, what they do is they go into trading options for income. They place on a trade and then they might win and they keep repeating that same strikes, same tickers, same repeatability, iron condors, keeps making money hand in hand. But the issue comes is when there's a bad day that comes. Maybe there's a movement that goes against you. Maybe it's going up and you're too far exposed, or maybe it's going down. And the issue happens is that now you don't know what to do. You're frozen. You start wondering, should I do this or should I do that? It wasn't something that was expected, especially on a trade that has such good probabilities or a good win rate. Now, if you don't know what to do when things go against you and what the next step is, that's a big issue, and that's the problem. You see, most traders, what they do is they focus in on trading just like a horse with blinders on. They're focused in on this one specific trade, that one iron condor, or a bunch of positions on this one ticker on Nvidia, Apple, Amazon. Whatever it is, it's honed in and focused. Now, I do think focus is good in a lot of areas. However, the issue is that when you have this concentration, you probably also have concentration of risk. And now you're thinking about this one big trade, but you're not thinking forward. So the big question and the big thing for you to understand from this video and the whole big point is that you need to look at what to do when it goes wrong, what to do when it goes against you, and you need to start thinking about what the next trade will be. Not just the current trade, but what the next trade will be after this one, whether this one's a winner or a loser, because you have to start thinking in terms of rounds or cycles. What's going to happen in the next round? So if you reframe your thinking from how did this one trade do into how does this cycle doing, or what can I do as it goes against me in the next 3 to 5 rounds, you'll be way better off and you'll be much more profitable because you'll be thinking about the long-term implications and the long-term pattern of the trade or the strategy or the model instead of just that single one-off trade. All right, so I want to show you what the difference is between thinking in terms of round and cycles versus the one-off that most people trade. So what most people do is they place a single trade on and then they have some kind of result, whether it's a win or a loss or sometimes a break even. And what they'll do is they'll concentrate risk and capital all into this one spot as they go in and do this trade. Now, this means I gotta win this trade. It puts a lot of pressure into it. And now you're thinking, hey, this one thing, it's got a lot of value to it. And that can become a problem. Because if you lose, you feel really bad. Now you got to make it up sometime tomorrow, the next week, or the next month. And if you win, you feel really good and really confident. So it really disturbs a lot of your emotions as well. Now, the other way to think about it is in terms of rounds and cycles. So instead of just thinking in terms of one trade, I'm going to do these next 5 or 10 trades. And what's going to be my final total? Now, if it's just the one trade and I win, great. I can go in and start the next round or cycle. But if not, how many cycles will it take me in order to become profitable? Sometimes it may take 3, sometimes it may take 10 cycles, but all of a sudden I'm shifting the mental state and the way I'm approaching it that, yeah, it may take 10 rounds to beat this sucker or turn a profit. It may take 2 rounds. It may take 1 round and 1 trade is good, but I have to plan for maybe a 10 round or a 20 round endurance marathon in order to make it work. Now, look, I've been teaching options for over the last 15 years, and I've done tons of classes on stuff like this. And you can actually check out a lot of the classes, like our trading buckets class here that we have. It's very specific to thinking in terms of rounds and cycles. Check this class out on optionsblackbelt.com, where you can also get access to 50, 70 plus classes that we've got. I mean, we've got tons of material in there. But the point being is that a lot of the phone calls, the coaching that I do, many people, they think of a one-off trade. Whereas if you think in terms of rounds, cycles, buckets, whatever you want to think about it, that is way better off because now you're thinking in the long-term plan of what if this thing goes against me? How many rounds can I handle? What if it goes wrong and what am I going to do? Rather than this one trade that has a lot of concentration of risk that really can get you into trouble. All right, so how do we mentally correct this or tweak our thinking and start trading a little better? All right, so we want to look at 3 main things here. We're going to look at the monthly view, we're going to look at the plan, and how many rounds can we actually handle. So let's kind of break this apart first and look at this monthly view. So the first step is that if we're looking at the monthly view and we've got this trade going on, what a lot of people do is they're looking for a one-off trade. right? So what is this one trade going to do? How is this trade doing? Am I winning? Am I losing? But instead of looking at the one-off view, I want to look at it from a monthly view. So if I start looking at my calendar, like let's say I've got, a whole bunch of dates in here and looking at my calendar, well, what does each day bring me? And, or that week, what's the total for that week? So I can put it on the side here. So out of all those weeks, you get the total. But this one trade, this one item that you have right here, let's say that one trade, well, what did it do? What happened in this zone? So that one trade is that one part of that whole big monthly cycle. And now if you start looking at it and you're saying, hey, it really isn't a big deal compared to the month, all of a sudden now it should ease and cushion you overall from your psychology, from your emotions, from your fears, all of those kinds of things. Now, on the other hand, if this is a big damaging thing, like you're making $100, could be $1,000, $1,000, but this all of a sudden will wipe out, let's say 2 weeks worth of gains, well, then you probably sized up a little bit big, and yeah, it's much more problematic. However, if you're keeping things in check and your position sizing is according to plan, then it shouldn't be too damaging if all things are kind of equal or in line and in range. So that's the thing, is that we want to look at the monthly view first, because it'll give us a bigger picture and context to what's going on overall with our portfolio, with our trades, and the bigger picture. And because that way, I also know what's going to happen here coming up in the next week or cycle as we move forward. So anyways, that's what you want to do. Start with the monthly view. All right. The second thing we want to look at is what's going to be my response if this goes against me. So basically, what's the plan? Well, what are you going to do? Are you going to hedge things off if you've got, let's say, an iron condor and things are moving against you? Are you rolling one side? Are you adding to another side? What's the plan? If you don't have a plan, well, then, you're just flying by the seat of your pants. Even if you have a trade where you could let it go against you, like a butterfly or a vertical spread where you're risking, let's say, 50 to make 50 or risk 1 to make 1. Even if those kinds of trades where they have a beneficial risk to reward ratio, even those should still have a plan. Are you going to let it expire? Are you going to take some salvage value behind it? What are you going to do? If you don't have a plan, well, then, yes, you might have a high win rate, but when things go against you, you're not going to be able to execute that plan as flawlessly because, well, you probably haven't had to use those other tools at your disposal. So have a plan in mind, and in fact, maybe practice it on a paper account or platform, getting yourself in trouble. So that way, when those situations happen and occur, you know what to do because you need to practice it. People who have a little bit of a different trade where they have trades going against them more often are actually better at this usually. And that is simply because they've practiced taking losses and taking heat. But if you have a trade where you're winning more often than you're losing, and then things go against you, well, you haven't really practiced the losses part as much. So you'll probably need to go in and practice that concept of it a little bit more, maybe in a paper account or whatever. So this way you get a handle and grasp of what you would do when things go against you. All right. And the third and final point that you may want to really think about, or that'll put this together, is really looking at how many rounds or cycles. You could look at it in halves or quarters. So other teams may use halves, like halftime, or it's the quarter, end of the quarter. So the thing is here we look at in terms of rounds, maybe, or cycles. And the reason for that is because we might do one trade. Let's say this is trade number 1. Well, this trade might require 4 rounds or 4 cycles. Okay. And then you'll get to profitability. And the way that works is, let's say the first trade you lost $500, then the next trade you won $200, then you lost $700, then maybe you won $2,000, and then you're kind of profitable. Right? So at the end, you've profitable, so you've cleared that trade or that round. Okay. Another trade over here might just require 2 rounds where you've lost $500, but then you made $600 and now you're profitable $100. And that's it. It's done. So the point is how many rounds can you handle? And the more rounds you can handle, the better off you'll be. Because again, this is a mental state thing. This has nothing to do with, a specific strategy like an iron condor or a vertical spread. This has to do with how you frame yourself to budgeting the business and how many rounds and cycles you can handle. Because if you size yourself up too big, right? Sizing yourself up too big from, instead of doing $500 risk on the trade, you're risking, let's say $10,000 on a $15,000 account, well, that might be sizing a little bit too much. So we want to think about this much more so is how many rounds can you handle? And the more rounds you can handle, the better off you'll be because you'll be able to have that endurance, right? And it's like a marathon runner that can run a lot longer. Some people, they can run, just a couple miles. Other people can run 50 miles. So the point is that if you have more endurance and a lot longer ability to run, or in this case, cycles, you'll be way better off because you'll be able to handle the heat. Now, yes, that means you'll concentrate a lot less risk in one spot and you might make less money on every single trade, but it means you'll be able to sustain inside of this business a lot longer. It's one of the reasons why I've been able to survive. And many people, they fail in this business. Why? Because they size up too big. They can't handle multiple rounds and cycles. All right. So here's the point. We want to think about long-term thought processes. Now, this applies to even sports, like let's say a hockey game. There's a lot of games inside of a hockey season, maybe 80, 82 games or so. And the fact is that when you go into your lineup, no coach is going to make a decision from one game to another and just flip-flopping the roster all the time. Or the same thing in basketball. They don't just flip-flop it. They might change a little bit of a player here and there, but they're not going to switch it completely. What you're doing is you're looking at maybe a series of games or a couple of rounds and cycles, right? And that's what we want to do in trading. Otherwise, what's going to happen is that, you're concentrated on this one game. Well, now you're going to flip flop and make decisions left and right. That creates a lot of problems, issues, and things just don't flow and go well on the next round and cycle because you're constantly changing the dynamics of the situation. And so in trading, what we want to do is we want to think in terms of rounds and cycles. And if I look back at the last 5 rounds or cycles, what did that teach me? What about the last 10? And then moving forward, I want to think about that as well. If I'm losing on this current trade right now, and I can lose on it, well, what am I going to do on the next 5 or 10 rounds and cycles? Okay, am I going to keep doing what I'm doing, or am I going to tweak it just a little bit and do some tiny variation? I don't want to flip-flop everything, but I might want to do some changes. So we need to look at things in context for that kind of week, for that month, and making some of those minor tuning adjustments with time. All right, so here's the thing. If you really want to learn a lot more about this and you like some of these teachings, there's a lot of great material there on our website. Check it out. The class that we kind of referred to today a lot more so is the Trading Buckets class and strategy. This one covers a lot of things. So if you already have the full access to the library, learn more about it here, because I know some people watch this, even if they have access to the library, they watch the YouTube channel, and that would be the class to go with and learn much more so, because this is what we've covered in this class. So brush up on it. It's going to be that class. But if you want to get access to the full library, go ahead, book a quick call, chat with us, and we'll get you squared away. Now, I hope as you continue to learn and evolve from some of these videos, you make some changes in your trading, because a lot of people that'll watch this video, they'll go ahead and keep doing the same things over and over again. But for you, if you're able to make some of the shifts and now able to project and look at things a little bit further, look at things in rounds and cycles, you'll be able to actually sustain a lot more of the problems that come within trading, because you won't be honed in on one single trade. You'll be looking at things dynamically of what's going to happen over the next couple of rounds or cycles. So in either case, hope you've evolved, hope you've learned something. And if you have any questions, do reach out, check out our website, and I look forward to seeing you maybe in my future live classes or some of the recorded ones. Anyways, take care and enjoy the week ahead.